So if you're curious specifically what I'm trying to do, at least for this channel, I'm trying to record another, well, quote-unquote game. I've talked about it before. Herald, Exquisite Taste, 3 custom mysteries, and random item perks. So let me just remember that. But, I mean, there's not much else to say. This next week's going to be a bit of a load on me anyway. But as I remember that we're on Herald, Exquisite Taste with random item stats, yeah, we'll do our best. So let us move onward. So, as we get into Herald, Exquisite Taste, a random item custom character. Again, I've said before how if I quick play randomize things and it says all perks, that essentially means 3 custom mysteries. If it's character specific perks, it's 2. But with custom characters, I play on the character specific perks because otherwise, I mean, it's interesting. We could do an all perk run, but hey, second mystery, dexterity, charisma, strength, second encounter, light check. But with this much, this much stamina, well, we'll just take the whole damage. Let me just take a quick peek again, because I forgot really quickly what is first. Yep, we're not getting dexterity, maybe strength. Charisma, definitely a no, so yeah, we'll see what happens. But no Takushi-san, that's something to think about. After that, though, yeah, no vending machines, but also no something else. I'm going crazy. Well, anywho. Yeah, we'll get a move on and see what happens. We will still try to pick up the army knife, however, we'll probably have to take 2 curses for funds. And we'll see what happens. So, Vigil, Metamorphosis, Taxi, Labyrinth, and Dogs. That doesn't make me feel too good. We can run from Shiba's, so I guess we'll take Taxi. We could grab a free weapon in Vigil with the meat cleaver. I don't want to do that either, so yeah. I think I'll do Taxi now. Metamorphosis, well, if we take Labyrinth third, who am I kidding? Bad Downtown, we're just gonna patrol that immediately. But otherwise, what else are we dealing with? High Village, Maxed School. And no Prepare, because we're leaving Rest open. From my experience at least, but if you were to ask, as we get 2 Fungook Roads in a row, if you were to ask me, I would say take Rest over Prepare. The reason for that is you will likely need the flexible way to heal, as we get nothing but the meat cleaver. I'm just going to reroll until we find the army knife. It's that important. Are we actually not? I was about to say 4 damage, but I didn't know it was going to be 4 damage. But yeah, you want to rest over preparing for funds, because you can get funds elsewhere if just tree. But there aren't really many places that you can reliably find to recover HP, even if you're on a Goizo run for whatever reason, or you get Fetid Fumes. You want the flexibility to trade essentially 3 Doom for 1 Stamina, 1 Reason, at minimum. That's bad, but preferably you would have 3, you'd increase Doom by 3, but heals 2 Stamina, 2 Reason. Is what I'm trying to say. Here, on the other hand, as I roll 12s on luck, I mean, I don't want to be pessimistic, but I'm just, when I see it, I notice it really, really, like, when I notice it, the game also hears me, even though that's not possible. Yeah, pain happens. Okay, anyway, let's move on before I go even crazier. We can triple attack boost, guarantee this. Now, we take 3 Doom for it. I'm just going to handcuff, actually, if possible. We won't really be handcuffing anything else. You can handcuff the fight at the end of this, or one of them, but I would rather just take what I can now and deal with less Doom overall. We also get a pack of cigarettes, but that's not going to save me. Not right now. We can pop it later. Do I want to take a boss mystery last then? Do I dare to do that? It won't be Labyrinth, that's for sure. But I also don't want to do Metamorphosis either, so... Well... I think I'm just gonna run. Now, I forgot exactly what happens as I roll. I mean, I rolled a 3 last time and then I rolled a 12, so... I mean, if it were that even, if I could roll... If half of my rolls were 3s and the other half were 12s, I wouldn't really mind it as much, but that's not what happens here. So, yeah, we take 1 stamina instead of probably a lot more driving through the other route of Taxi, but... Sneeze. Oh. And away I go. So, we don't get a lot there, but maybe I take Vigil to try and get extra experience for the Doom. My Doom isn't that high either, though. Or that low, either. Well... Yeah, so we have Labyrinth... Yeah, Labyrinth into Metamorphosis. Both are forced boss encounters. One is bugged, so I guess I'd rather take this one and try to brace than take Labyrinth and then take Metamorphosis where I have to brace and do other bad things. So let's find out. Alternatively, I could choose to pop these cigarettes at the end of Metamorphosis here, so it lasts through Labyrinth, theoretically speaking. But then I have to live with nicotine withdrawal for the rest of the run. Also, I think the people chasing us through the forest was our second fight of the run, so... 9 rolls. This is even without taking into account that my stats are lower. That's why you never hear me talk about that, as we actually roll a 1 there. But again, it doesn't happen 50% of the time, we'll see. But what I'm trying to say, or what I'm trying to get into is the topic of your stats all are lowered by 1 on a Harbinger run. But for me to care about that, we can't even roll 9s. We'd have to roll like 7s or 8s for that to actually matter. And really, we're supposed to be rolling 6s, so we're going to pop the cigarettes here and see what happens to our life. But because we roll values higher than that, then it doesn't really matter that we're on Harbinger in terms of event difficulty, because our rolls are just as bad as well. Now, it does matter. The threat levels however, do matter, because they do affect penalty damage and the extra doom you get, which overall indirectly affects how many rests and whatnot you can do, but that's a whole different issue entirely. So yeah, we just brace here. We're probably going to go as low as 2 to 1 reason, because I'm pretty sure... Well, actually 4 now because we only do 16... or 12, sorry. Unless I want to gamble, but I don't, so... I could also throw the bottle, but I think I would still want the bottle. So rolling an 85%. We need to hit this, by the way. Okay, good. And then we can desperate struggle our way out. Some people can gamble on essentially a coin flip. I won't. So, yeah. Let me get to level up here. Oh, I accidentally clicked away from roll to 4. Winging it at this point. I guess winging it. Because if I don't care... Funny enough, yeah, if I don't care... We have a knowledge check, but that doesn't really matter. So... Or not knowledge. We have a knowledge perk, but I don't think I... Did I take the knowledge perk? Well, I should have took winging it. I took folklore studies for something. Well, here's hoping we run into an event that uses that. This character does have survival instinct, but that didn't appear. Otherwise, I would have taken it. I'm going crazy, by the way. It's like the middle of the day for me. There's no excuse. Just me and my brain. Anywho. But off we go. So we want to just rush through this mystery. We can't take any time to do much else. Not that I was going to do much else. I think the boxes can give me cigarettes. Never mind. But we'll take whatever healing we can get regardless. But yeah, these nicotine... The nicotine rush buff needs to last me for the bosses here, which should be able to. Even if... Yeah, we should be able to, is what I'm trying to say. Just gonna gamble here. 2 stamina, that's not great, but we have a bottle of water, so essentially we can only take 1 stamina overall, unless I just roll badly there. We're flipping a coin, and we did not succeed the coin flip, so... Yeah. Nothing much else to say. So what's really hurting me here... I mean, the backstory as we roll an 8 there does hurt. We're just gonna trek through. If we die, we die. But... The other part of this is the army knife doing 4 damage actually hurt me just as much as well. The events are hurting me as well. I mean, we're rolling badly on like 75% of our events, which is higher than at least my calculated expected success rate. But yeah, we have to rest, by the way. Never mind. Yeah, we have to rest here. We die elsewise. I think I even have to rest 3 times, but. We have the monument available in case I'm worried about Doom. What we can't worry about later is the fact that if we survive or die. Yeah, so 3 all, that we're not going to take that. Can I? Yeah, I can do this, but I would rather go for this, funny enough. This might be more efficient, depends on how many I hit and miss. So we're just going to go on 75% here. So 50% accuracy so far. 66% accuracy so far. I should hit every one of these if RNG is being fair at this point, but it's not, so yeah. We just need to hit that so we can throw the branch and then get out. So yeah, we did need to rest every single time, otherwise we were dead. Unless you wanted to take risks. Again, dodge is always an option, especially with Nicotine Rush active. Could have gone for double attacks, and then throw the empty bottle and the branch, and then maybe even the army knife on top of that. But I made the decision I made. But yeah, that is something important to add because it's easy to forget about that. By the way, oh my goodness, Vigil with 4 stamina for a reason. I don't think we can actually take that. No, we can't take that. Well, hey. Could have gone quick thinking and a point of dexterity, but no. So we're gonna hope we're better off by the end of Shiva's here to enter Vigil, but I guess we'll see. Keeping in mind, Vigil is a relatively long mystery investigation-wise, so we're really, really, really hoping that we get to survive. So we'll hold on to that for the stamina healing, but gotta keep an eye on things. No, we're just gonna take the reason there. Thankfully, no penalty damage, which we would normally see, but custom events are wonky, so in the good way. I think we just rest here twice again. We don't really have a choice in the matter. Now I could visit the monument, but can't really do that either. But anywho, we're just gonna gamble. If we hit all 3 of these, we should be good. Yeah, we're good. I'm getting an extra point of damage from somewhere, and I forgot where. Unless it's just a thing. Never mind. I must have miscalculated something because I did not defeat that on the second turn. Anywho, moving on. Nicotine withdrawal, so we're gonna suffer from encounters heavily now as we fail the strength roll. And into this we go. So, I mean, thankfully it's relatively low power, but I would have liked to turn this encounter, which we can't really reliably do anymore, so... If we had 3 stamina, we would be able to, but no. Give us a camera? No. Oh, yeah, we do get a camera. Better than the backpack at the moment. Could have thrown things as well. Decided not to, but we're gonna flee, because otherwise we have to deal with a lot of pain. So, with the Daddy's Girl perk on top of resting here as we get roads closed, so... well, the map doesn't help us, only in the forest and village locations, so actually we are in a bit of pain, but not much else I can do about it. We're stuck in Vigil now. That's all I have to say. We'll do our best, but if we can succeed a lot of good checks or get some doom decreases, that would help out immensely. But if it doesn't happen, yeah, we're really hoping that we survive elsewhere. We're going to keep the Yakitori and empty bottle. We need to pick up this Vigil pamphlet. We can't do the Vigil. We will die to Doom, most likely. So bow, bow, clap, bow. And off we go. Keep in mind, we also have lighthouse checks, and I forgot those completely as well. So, here's hoping. Oh yeah, we just gotta gamble here. Can't even brace. We could run away. But either way, it's gonna be very, very bad for us. So yeah, we just hope that we hit both of these. If we don't... Like we see there, what are the odds of that? Yeah, so we were pretty much... Well, it was worse than a coin flip, but now I'm just curious how many I'll hit. Not a lot, it seems, but I did what I could. And that's more than what I thought normally. We finally get Fast Swimmer. That would have been appreciated much, much earlier. We don't need Survival Instinct because our reason is pretty high. But we are going to die to Doom no matter what. So, yeah, on top, yeah, no Doom decreases, no nothing. Just a lot of RNG, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. So, without further ado, that happens before I get to...